There is much we can learn about ancient peoples and cultures from bona fide archaeological artifacts, and some ancient artifacts provide insights to historical details found in the Book of Mormon. Unfortunately, however, some people have tried to connect unproven artifacts, forgeries, and other hoaxes to the Book of Mormon or Latter-day Saint history. For example, some objects called the Kinderhook Plates were brought to the prophet Joseph Smith in 1843. Joseph offered some preliminary observations about what he thought the plates might contain, but no translation was ever produced or pursued. Due to unclear accounts about this event, many Latter-day Saints thought the plates were authentic, and this continued even after one of the men involved in their discovery admitted they were fraudulent. Many years later, scientific study would demonstrate that the plates were in fact modern forgeries, and this has been the position of the Church ever since. Another set of forgeries connected with Latter-day Saint history are the so-called Michigan Relics. Beginning in 1890, hundreds of objects were made to appear as if they were the remains of an ancient lost Hebrew civilization. The artifacts were produced, buried, supposedly discovered, and then marketed by James O. Scotford and Daniel E. Soper. Elder James E. Talmage became interested in these artifacts and was tasked by the First Presidency to investigate them. After considerable scientific experiment and some detective work, he concluded that the artifacts were indeed fraudulent. This view continues to be the consensus among scholars from both inside and outside the Church. The artifacts known today as the Newark Holy Stones were allegedly discovered in 1860. However, almost immediately after their discovery, the artifacts were met with skepticism. Errors in the Hebrew text was one of the major red flags raised by experts. Despite continued attempts to authenticate the artifacts, skepticism has persisted among mainstream archaeologists down to the present. Located in New Mexico sits a large flat stone covered with a version of the Ten Commandments in an ancient Semitic alphabet called the Los Lunas Decalogue stone. However, scholars regard the inscription as fraudulent. As with the Newark Holy Stones, problems with the language and preservation of the inscription have been raised. In 1889, a Smithsonian-led excavation in Tennessee discovered an artifact known today as the Bat Creek Stone. Excitement over the stone increased when publications claimed the inscriptions on the stone were ancient Hebrew. In recent years, however, the authenticity of the inscription has come under scrutiny. One of the excavators of the stone was charged with the forging of the characters using available 19th century sources. While some have continued to defend the Bat Creek Stone, the Smithsonian itself regards it as fraudulent. There are many authentic artifacts that support the historical claims of the Book of Mormon, but it does no good to use fraudulent or questionable evidence on its behalf, and such efforts can very easily backfire. The overly zealous use of fraudulent evidence in defending the Book of Mormon cheapens and delegitimizes the excellent real scholarship that has been produced on the Book of Mormon. Latter-day Saints should use the best scholarly tools available today, as Elder M. Russell Ballard cautioned,
"In teaching your students and in responding to their questions, let me warn you not to pass along faith-promoting or unsubstantiated rumors or outdated understandings and explanations of our doctrine, practices from the past. It is always wise to make a practice to study the words of the living prophets and apostles, keep updated on current church issues, policies, and statements through MormonNewsroom.org and LDS.org, and consult the works of recognized, thoughtful, and faithful LDS scholars to ensure you do not teach things that are untrue, out of date, or odd and quirky."